Hi there, welcome to my channel. I'm Jennifer and this is A Country Life, and today, first up, I'm going to head into the grocery store and pick up just a grouping of different groceries. Some things that I don't normally buy anyway, and I guess a lot of things that I do normally buy. I mean, I buy soy sauce and tater tots, but those are some of the things on my list. And there's some things like fish sauce, which I have never bought, and chili garlic paste, which I have never bought. I'm hoping I even can find those items here. And then we're going to get back home and get into the kitchen. I feel like I'm under a little bit of limited time here today, so this video may span over a few days, but I have some food that I would like to get ready for the week, as well as put together a couple freezer meals, obviously to pop in the freezer for a later time, maybe for next week, maybe for the week after. I don't really know when, but anyway, I would like to do that. The reason I'm under a little bit of a time crunch is because Warren is staking out a bed for drain tile right now. We did one bed last week. I don't think that that video has come out because I'm trying to get him to film a week in the life cranberry farmer, and it's just not working. He filmed one day, I filmed for him 2 days, and then he's like, could you just come along with me and film so that I don't have to try to hold the camera and everything and try to get work done. He's like, it's just so time consuming to do that. And I was like, I know it is, but then I'm not gonna get any of my work done. So anyway, we're trying to figure out how we're gonna make that happen. What I'm trying to say here is that that's what he's doing, and then as soon as he finishes that, he is gonna need me and whatever kids are available to come out and help him with plowing in that drain tile. And Sam is not here today, so he's actually off on a pontoon boat ride of all things. I'm in a little bit of a time crunch here, and I don't know how much I'm going to get done, but I won't get anything done if I don't get into the grocery store and get shopping. So I'm picking up an entire case of black olives because the black olive price is skyrocketing right now. I'm not sure if you guys are noticing that, but these are 99 cents a can, and so yeah, a whole case. Okay, that was absolutely excellent. I wasn't sure what to expect because I was going into Piggly Wiggly, and I did need some things like fish sauce. I've never bought that before. Chili garlic sauce, never bought that before. Liquid smoke, I've never bought that before. So anyway, I wasn't sure if I was gonna find those things at just kind of a small grocery store, but I did. I found every single item on my list. Okay, here's the full haul from Piggly Wiggly today. Coleslaw mix, and some grape tomatoes, basil, 2 English cucumbers, parsley, rice noodles, orzo, old-fashioned wide egg noodles, and some French fried onions, and then a few jars and bottles of things. I picked up some sun-dried tomatoes in oil. I picked up this chili garlic sauce, liquid smoke. They had mesquite and hickory, and I wasn't sure which one to go with, so I just went with mesquite because I don't know. That's just what I ended up going with. And then La Choy soy sauce, and then some fish sauce. So we'll see. Oh, I picked up 2 boxes of the spiral macaroni and cheese, a giant bag of tater tots, and a case of 12 cans of black olives because they were 99 cents a can. Most recently, I was at Aldi, and I want to say they were either $1.45 or $1.54 a can at Aldi. I passed them up because I knew that I could wait and get a lot of them on sale for 99 cents. So I was glad that I found that deal. Okay, I'm getting ready to get started. I have my apron on here. I feel like I should have washed it. Anyway, I literally have 3 ground beef recipes, a shrimp recipe, 4 chicken recipes, and 2 pies that I want to get made. I'm not sure if all that is going to happen today, but I'm going to get started on the ground beef recipes. So I'm going to make a hearty macaroni casserole, a hamburger noodle bake, a lot of these sound similar, and a cowboy casserole. They're all similar, but they have their own little differences. So I'm gonna start chopping some onion. Actually, I'm gonna get out a Dutch oven, start getting my meat browning and getting some onion into that. Okay, I just divided up the meat 3 ways. I had just a little over 4 pounds of meat, and I divided that up into, it's gonna make 3 casseroles in the end. So for the first casserole, I have the hamburger with the onion right in here, and the first one we're making is a hamburger noodle bake. Very, very, very basic. To the meat, I'm adding in 2 cans, 2 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce, some spices here, which is basically just sugar, salt, garlic, salt, and pepper. And I'm going to give this a stir. And into another bowl here. So I have just about a 1/2 cup of cottage cheese, 4 ounces of cream cheese, and I add the green onion as well as the green pepper. And I'm going to stir this up. It's going to be a trick, I think, to get this cream cheese all incorporated. But I'm just going to keep on kind of mushing it until it's all incorporated. Okay, Maria asked to do that, so she's going to come over and get that part done. And let's make sure we have the cottage cheese, the cream cheese, the green onion, green pepper. Oh, and we also have to put in some sour cream. So let me put the sour cream in there as well. I can hear my water has come to a boil, so I'm going to add in my egg noodles. While the egg noodles are cooking for the hamburger noodle bake, I'm going to get going on the cowboy casserole. So again, I just have my hamburger that already has the onion in it, and I'm adding in some corn. I have frozen corn from last summer. And so I'm just adding in what looks to me to be about 2 cans of corn. And it's supposed to be drained, so I don't need a whole lot of the liquid. Maria's going to measure out 4 cups of tater tots behind me. You open up it, and then you scoop in tater tots till it measures up to the 4-cup line. I'm going to add in 1 can of cream of chicken soup. Maria, is there a reason you're humming Christmas carols right now? It's going to be 90 today. I bet it's close to 90 already. Oh, it says 80. Out the kitchen window says 80. I'm going to put 1/2 cup of the cheese in here. 2/3 cup of milk. I'm going to put the onion powder in. And pepper. You can open up the sour cream and get a spoon, any kind of spoon. So while we were putting this together, my battery wore out, and so anyway, we put on the very bottom, we put half of the tater tots, and then we put the entire meat mixture, and then we put the rest of the tater tots on top. It wasn't enough, so I had Maria fill it up because I was like, you know what? I just know my family, and they're gonna want more tater tots on it. So now I have to put the remainder of the cheese on this. And at this point is when it would go in the oven to bake. Now I'm a little unsure of how the day is going to go, so I'm not sure if I'm going to pop this in the freezer yet, but this is what I would do. If I was to pop it in the freezer, I would saran wrap this very tightly and then foil it, or this actually has a lid for it, so I would saran wrap it, put the green lid on this, and then pop it in the freezer. And when it's time to bake it, I would bring it out the night before, or maybe even 2 nights before, put it in the fridge, and then I would bake it 45 minutes to an hour, maybe even longer. Anyway, I'm just going to set this aside right now as I kind of think a little bit about how the day is going to go, who is going to be here, and if I want to bake this today or have this as one of my freezer casseroles. You just saw me put together the hamburger noodle bake. If I was baking this right now, I would cover it with tin foil, put it in the oven at 375 degrees for about 25 minutes. I'm really just trying to heat everything through. Everything's been cooked. It just needs to heat through. And then also the onions and the green pepper, we kind of want those to soften up a little bit as well. And again, I'm unsure if I'm going to bake this right now or if I'm going to saran wrap it, foil it, and put it in the freezer for later. I guess what's kind of changing up the day is that I know that Emily and her family are coming over today. I don't know what time. It is 11:21 right now, so I'm not really sure if they're going to be here around lunch and, you know, come hungry or if they're going to be here at supper. I don't know. I also don't know when Warren is going to come in finished with staking the bed and be ready to plow in the tile. Because depending on plowing in the tile, when we get back in, hi Joe, were you eating cheese balls?
Yes.
Before lunch?
Mm-hmm.
Is that smart?
Uh-huh.
No, it's not. You always have a big appetite though, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I just don't really know what is going to happen or how long it's going to take us to plow that tile in, and if we're going to want to make something really quick or have to wait around for 45 minutes for something to bake. I'm just unsure. So the next casserole here is a hearty macaroni casserole. So I'm starting with 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese. I made the spiral kind just because I thought that would make the casserole look kind of just sort of pretty, a little bit more fancy. And I prepared it exactly as the directions called for. Over here I have my ground venison already browned up with an onion, and then I do have the green pepper in here as well. I just kept the lid on it and I was letting the green pepper just kind of soften a little bit. I didn't, I didn't cook the green pepper at all. I also have a can of petite diced tomatoes with green chilies. I drained them and then I added about maybe a little more than a half teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I'm also going to add in all of the meat mixture. All of the casseroles are ready to go, and I just want to give you a little recap. So this is the hamburger noodle bake. This is the one that has the layer of cottage cheese and cream cheese with green onions and green peppers. There's a layer in there with the egg noodles and the meat. This is the cowboy casserole. I did have a tiny bit of cheese left in another bag, and I thought, let's just throw that on there. So I put that down the middle. This is basically, I would just call this a glorified tater tot casserole. It has some cheese in it. It has the meat, the cream of chicken soup. It has some vegetables chopped up. What does it have? Corn and onions. So anyway, that is that one. And then this last one here is called the hearty macaroni bake. And this one I started by making 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese. Then I mixed in the hamburger mixture, which was hamburger and then with onion and green pepper, and a can of tomatoes, close to a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and then some cheese. And then just before baking, I will top this with some French fried onions, put that into the oven. Warren was just in for lunch, and I said, what should we do for supper tonight? 2 of them are going in the freezer, 1 will be for supper, and he thought that this one would be a good pick for tonight. So that is what I'm going to keep out. These 2 I will saran wrap and foil and get those in the freezer. I have more detailed videos out there for my pie crust, so I will leave those links in the description box below. You saw me put the dry ingredients in here, which was flour, salt, and baking powder. I mixed up some wet ingredients, which was water, vinegar, and an egg, and I cut in, or just kind of like mixed in until it was crumbly, over 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of lard. Then I mixed in that bowl of wet ingredients and just mixed it till it just came together. I don't want to over mix it. I turned out a portion of it onto a floured surface. I rolled out a crust. I like to keep tapping the edges of the crust to keep it nice and circular so it fits my pie plate well and I don't have any extras that I need to cut off. And then I cut out some stars. So for this blueberry dream pie, I am going to be baking my crust first. I'm going to do kind of like a pre-bake of the crust. So what I need to do, put my crust in and bake it at 450 degrees for 8 minutes. Then I'll take the foil out and bake it for another 5 minutes. As I wait for my oven to preheat, I'm getting ready the dream part of the blueberry dream pie. And I have a half a block, which is 4 ounces of cream cheese. I have some sugar in there, an egg yolk, as well as some lemon juice. I'm just going to get this mixed up using my electric beaters and get that nice and creamy. All right, in here I'm going to get my sugar and blueberries cooking down. I need a little bit of flour and cornstarch. And 1/4 cup water. I'm going to stir that up to dissolve everything. I like to use my rubber spatula to just push any little lumps kind of down to the bottom of the pan, and that seems to get them to dissolve. Like the cornstarch and the flour sometimes wants to stay in like a little lump. So I just kind of push it down until each little lump dissolves. I'm going to put in 2 cups of frozen blueberries. You can use fresh blueberries as well. But I have a lot of frozen blueberries in my freezer, and so I want to get some of them used up. This is going to take a minute since I'm using frozen blueberries, but I need to bring this to a good boil. Once it boils for about 1 to 2 minutes, then I'm going to stir in the remaining blueberries, which is 4 more cups. I also have big plans here of not only making the blueberry dream pie, but also a strawberries and cream pie. So I've never done a pie where I've done chocolate and strawberries together, but this just sounded so good. I have a graham cracker crust, and I melted chocolate chips with shortening, just a tiny dab of shortening, just so it would kind of get a little more spreadable. And I'm going to pour almost all of this on here and just kind of spread it around, and then put this in the refrigerator so that it can make a nice thick layer of like a hardened chocolate with the pie. I'm going to kind of bring it up on the edge just a little bit.
For what?
All right, just like that. I'm going to put that in the fridge and let that harden up before adding the rest of the ingredients. All right, I have the... Oh, I thought it was cooler than it was, Joe. I thought it was going to be cool. It said to cool slightly, and then to put this over. I think I'm going to go for it. The glass is very hot, but the pie crust does feel pretty cool. All right, so this is the cream cheese layer. We're going to get this spread over the crust. Just film the pie.
Filming, packing.
All right, we're going to put the blueberry pie filling on top. How does it look, Joe? Pretty good? Thumbs up, thank you. Ooh, this is awfully full. Keep the camera in the right direction.
This?
Yes, keep the camera in the right direction. And now all these pretty little stars, I'm just going to top the pie with the pretty little stars. All the way around.
Don't touch me.
Are you filming okay?
No?
It keeps on like moving around.
He keeps moving around. So the egg yolk went into the cream cheese filling, and the egg white I just whisked up, and I'm just going to get that brushed on these little stars. It's just going to make it look super pretty. And this is just so summery. Oh, it just feels like summer. It feels like this should be for 4th of July or something. We're just going to put some sugar on top.
Sugar top,
And that's going to look so pretty. I lowered the temp from 450 down to 375. I'm gonna put this in now for 35 minutes. All right, thanks for filming, Joe. All right, we are back from doing some of the tile. We did not get it all done. It is just slow going when Warren is working with me and the kids. I'm just not as strong as Sam, and Sam's not here today. So anyway, we only got one actually plowed in, and Warren's like, just go up and get supper going, because at the rate we're going, we're going to be here at 9 o'clock tonight. So he's going to at least roll out tile. And like these, they're, I think 250 feet of drain tile, which is like a corrugated tube with holes in it, and then a sock over it, and then a mesh sock over it. You look so hot too, Joe. Anyway, he's doing that, so he's like, just go back up. We're gonna have to try to tackle this again in the morning after he gets all of the drain tile laid out. So I am working on the other pie that I wanted to make. So I put into my little container here. This is from Tupperware, from the 1970s, and I am going, what I did already is I blended up 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese. Now I'm going to add in a half cup of sugar, a half cup of sour cream, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Oh, and that is my oven preheating for the cowboy casserole. That's what Warren chose out of the 3 casseroles. So I'm gonna get that in the oven. I thought I was supposed to make that covered, but it's actually uncovered. So I'm gonna uncover it quick. And then since my Cool Whip is still frozen, because I just took it out, what I'm gonna do is just set it outside, because in the shade it's 92 right now. So I'm gonna set it outside for about 10 minutes, and I think that is going to do it. And then I'll be able to get that mixed in. And then I'm just gonna get these strawberries washed up and start slicing these for the strawberries and cream pie. So here's the pie. It's just kind of your basic no-bake cheesecake pie. Now I just melted some strawberry jam, and I'm going to pour this over, but it's a little bit too hot yet. So I'm going to let this cool off. I'm going to stir it a little and just get it to cool off. I'm going to pour that over, and then I'm also going to drizzle over some of that chocolate, the same chocolate that I put on the bottom. I saved a little bit of it, and I'm going to drizzle it over the top. So this has to chill until everything gets nice and cold and firm, and then we are going to slice this up after supper tonight. It is time to serve up the pies. I am so excited. I don't know which one I'm going to want. Which one are you going with, Peter?
This one.
Strawberry. God, it's hard. I love the like fresh, uncooked berries, but I also love traditional crust. Which one to do? I don't know. I'm going to give you guys a review on the cowboy casserole. It's good. I actually really liked it. Warren said it was good. Emily did say that she would prefer just traditional tater tot casserole. This isn't much different though. It really just kind of has the addition of cheese, and then the veggies are a little different. This has the corn, whereas regular has like all the mixed veggies. So anyway, okay, it's kind of loud in the house here, but that is just a quick review on that. Look at the situation here. We demolished the strawberry pie. I feel like it could have chilled longer so that it really set up and the cream cheese got firm again, but it obviously didn't affect the flavor of it because we all loved that, and yeah, it's gone. We didn't even tie into the blueberry one, so that we're just gonna put in the refrigerator and save for tomorrow. This is a definite make again. I would say that this is 10 out of 10. Totally. Even Maria loved it. And that's amazing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Baby fuss. Yeah. I'm putting together barbecue chicken that is going to be going over baked potatoes. So I have in here about 5 pounds of chicken thighs. You could use chicken breast, chicken legs, a combination, really whatever, a whole chicken, whatever it is you really want. But you are going to want quite a substantial amount of chicken, like 5 pounds or so. And then I just took the skin off of that, most of it. A little bit still stuck, but I just left it there. And then 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 1 thick sliced red onion. And over here, I have all of the ingredients that I'm going to get mixed up. So an entire bottle of barbecue sauce, the rest of this Italian dressing, which is probably not quite a cup, a half cup of apple cider vinegar, a couple tablespoons, let me see, about a 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce. See how it settles out. Always, always make sure you shake your Worcestershire sauce. If you want to have the full flavor through the bottle, I'll shake that up a little bit more. And then a couple tablespoons of liquid smoke. I'm opening this for the first time. I've never used liquid smoke. I hope that we like that, as well as a half cup of brown sugar. I cut a piece. The fertilizer guy came, so Warren actually had to go and take care of a delivery of fertilizer. But he'll be back in, and I know he's going to have this piece of pie. This is so delicious and so super blueberry-y. It's juicy and so full of blueberries. This is nothing like canned blueberry pie filling, you guys, where you have literally some blue-colored gel with a few blueberries. This is literally the real deal. And then, do you remember there is a layer in here? If you can see it right there, there is a layer of that delicious cream cheese filling. This is delicious, absolutely delicious. Again, I would say that this pie is a 10 out of 10. Now, if I'm going to give this one a 10 out of 10, I'm going to have to rate the strawberry pie from yesterday an 11 out of 10. Well, I am back here in the kitchen. I so wanted all of these meals to get cooked in one day, and then I would pop some things in the freezer, pop some things in the refrigerator. That just didn't happen. It always seems like there's something that comes up, right, that pulls us away from whatever it is that we really want to be doing at the time. So anyway, I have some chicken things going. So I did get the barbecue chicken done yesterday. I do have to bring it in and pull the meat off the bone. It would have been better to do it when the meat was still warm, but we went to see a movie last night, and so I had to put it in the fridge, and now it's going to be cold meat. But being that they're chicken thighs, the meat is still going to strip off really easy. So I have to do that, and then I'm also going to do 2 other chicken recipes here. I'm going to do some kielbasa chicken kebabs for supper tonight, and then I want to make a Tuscan chicken frittata. So the Tuscan chicken frittata, I'm going to get that in the oven baking, and then I'll just let that cool. I know that's something that I will probably, someone just must have locked somebody out. I know that that's something that I'm going to like either cold or warm, like for lunches coming up, that type of thing. Okay, so I just wanted to mention my lipstick here. I'm going to come over into this light because I think this just makes it look a little bit different here too. But this is a lip pencil. It's supposed to be a lip liner, but I oftentimes will use my lip liner on my whole lip and then just cover it in either a clear gloss or maybe a gloss with a little sparkle or something like that, or even another color, I guess, depending on how deep I want the color. But this one is by Rimmel, and it is Cherry Kiss is the color. I've had some questions recently, and I'm pretty sure this is the one that they're referring to, and I just wanted to get that out there. I think it's going to come up in the next Q&A, but if it doesn't, this is it. And I just wanted to like mark its spot so that I didn't forget about it. All right, I'm going to get going. I need to cut chicken right now. For the frittata, I need some cooked chicken. So I'm actually going to, and I don't need a lot. So what I'm going to do is just cut this one in half here. So I have a nice thin piece. Let's see. This is the part I'm going to use for the frittata. I'm just going to salt and pepper just one side because there will already be seasonings in the frittata, but I just want to make sure that there's enough seasoning. I have some oil going over on the stove in my cast iron, and I'm going to put this over there and get this browning. So putting together the Tuscan chicken frittata, I'll be adding 8 eggs, 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream, a 1/2 cup of basil, some Parmesan cheese, salt, pepper, cream cheese, and then the sun-dried tomatoes. These I patted dry. I'm chopping them up. I'm going to add them to the egg mixture. And now at the very end, I'm adding in the 1 cup of chicken that I had just cooked on the stove. I haven't ever cooked with sun-dried tomatoes, but I tried one, and boy, is that a yummy flavor. I'm just gonna get this stirred up. I'm not trying to blend in the cream cheese, just sort of break up the little squares so that they're evenly distributed. So this recipe does take a little bit of time just because you have to pre-cook that chicken, give that some resting time, slice that up, chop up the basil, chop up the cream cheese, what else? Chop up the sun-dried tomatoes. So it does take a little bit of time, but I mean, there's a lot of things that take a lot longer than this. And this is gonna be so delicious, served warm or cold. All right, so as soon as Peter gets his shortbread cookies out, because he's making some strawberry shortcake, yep. And then I'll get this into the oven. So in the same cast iron skillet, yep, 400. There you go, thank you. In the same cast iron skillet that I cooked the chicken, I'm actually just gonna make sure that that is well greased all the way around. I'm gonna pour all of this into that, into the skillet, and then I'm gonna cook that on the stove top for about 3 to 4 minutes, so just until the eggs are beginning to set. Then I'm gonna pop it into the oven at 400 degrees for about 15 minutes or until it's cooked through. Might take 20 minutes. Things are just still coming along. Peter's working on his strawberries for his strawberry shortcake. I've been just washing up dishes. We're really trying to keep the dishes coming along. Our dishwasher again. I don't know. It just, we've done all the cleaning things and the afresh and all kinds of things. I did see a commercial for Finish Quantum, which was another brand of soap pods, and I thought, well, maybe we'll go back to pods and give that a try. I don't know. It seems like things on the bottom rack are getting clean, but the top rack just doesn't want to wash. It's like the glasses go in and then they come out dirtier than when they went in. Okay, enough about my problems with that. I'm going to get the eggs put away. I have my chicken cut up over here, a few things to put away here, and next up I'm going to put together the kebabs. So my chicken is going to stay right here until I finish cutting up the vegetables. So that's going to be some peppers and onions and pineapple, I believe, and then we'll get the kebabs put together. I am going to just smooth out the frittata here, and I'm going to pop this in the oven. The eggs are, every now and again, I just kind of pull it like this and let any liquid egg kind of slide down, and it seems like it's ready. Okay, come on. Ooh, that's heavy. Maybe I should start working out a little more. All right, the chicken is already cut up, you guys know that, and here are all of the rest of the ingredients. I thought I had a can of chunk pineapple, but I didn't. I did have lots of peaches, and I thought that would be delicious grilled. So we're gonna do the peaches along with the green pepper, the red onion, the kielbasa. Oh, and I also have grape tomatoes, so that will go on here as well. In just a second, after I get my frittata out of the oven, I am going to put together the marinade. And then maybe, Maria, do you want to help me skewer everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you might like that. Oh my goodness. This looks, it's super hot, Maria, so watch out for the handle. This looks absolutely delicious. What do you think, Maria?
Is it eggs?
It is eggs. Ooh. With a lot of things in it. Sun-dried tomatoes, do you see the red pieces? Mm-hmm. And cream cheese, or all those like white squares. Basil. Your face. Your face says it all. You're not so sure about this, huh? I think it smells wonderful. I think you thought that was bacon for a moment, didn't you, in there?
Maybe.
Maybe, just maybe. But there is chicken in there too. All right, I'm going to let this cool. You can see See how when I press on it, it's nicely done? That's kind of how I wanted it. I didn't want my eggs like mushy at all. I want it so it's really, I want to say solid, but just well cooked. I want it well cooked. We had our skewers, our bamboo, Peter, we're talking over here. I had the bamboo skewers soaking so that they don't immediately flame up on the fire. And our goal, Maria, is just to use this container to lay all the kebabs in. So let's just get to it. I don't know.
So what's first? Can I just stick something on?
In whatever order you want to put it.
Part of it's a rainbow.
Uh-huh.
The other half I just randomly.
It's from the onion, I bet.
Onions make your eyes
onions
water.
are pretty strong, these red onions are.
I haven't started watering yet.
And you can make sure that each one gets... Yeah, that's beautiful, Peter. Where's my tomato for this one?
My tomatoes.
That's fine. That's the pile of kebabs. Peter has one last one. Heavy on the chicken that time. And Maria has a last one, heavy on the chicken. Some of them are heavy on, you know, vegetables. That's just how it goes when you make kebabs. They're not all exactly the same. I guess unless you counted it all out and did that type of thing, but we didn't. So anyway, I'm going to put together the marinade. The marinade is going to be very simple. Oh, that looks like a dad one. He's going to love all that meat.
This is a me one.
That's a Maria one?
one.
So the marinade is made up of the juice from the peach slices, cider vinegar, oil, sugar, soy sauce, and Mrs. Dash. And I'll just mix all of that up. When you make a marinade, you can always adjust the seasoning, like adjust the sweetness. And I just don't really want it to be overly sweet, but you could put in a little bit more sugar, like 2 tablespoons. I just typically, whenever I find any kind of marinade recipe, I'm always like deleting back the sugar, just because I just don't like it quite as sweet as what a lot of the recipes say. So just kind of adjust it to your taste. And it's getting close to, well, it's about 2:30, and so this is gonna be perfect timing. We'll probably start grilling about 5:30, so 3 hours of marinade time is gonna be perfect on these. And I did want to mention that if you like the flavors of ginger, soy sauce, cider vinegar, oil, that kind of thing, I do have a recipe, and I'll try to remember to link that in the description box. I think it's probably from like 3 summers ago already now, maybe even a little bit more, and it's just called summer, might be called summer steak kebabs or summer venison kebabs. Anyway, that's a really good recipe as well, and I believe that that one is in cookbook number 1. Next up, I'm going to put together an orzo and chicken dish. This can be served cold, more as a salad, a pasta salad, or you can serve it warm, really whichever way you prefer. I'm going to be serving this cold just because I'm making it today and it's going to be chilling. I'll eat some of this for lunch tomorrow, and this is one of those things that I'm not 100% sure who all in the family is going to like this. I am now just getting ready to cook up 3/4 cup of orzo pasta, but I'm getting started by cooking up some boneless, skinless chicken breast that I cut into 1-inch pieces. I put a little bit of olive oil in my pan, and I'm just getting it nice and brown on one side and then stirring it around. I'm going to chop 1 cucumber, a half of a red onion, and just about a 1/4 cup of fresh parsley. Then off to the side, I'll be mixing a little dressing, which is 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, a tablespoon of olive oil, a teaspoon salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon pepper. I'll just whisk that with a fork. I am so looking forward to this, just the super fresh flavors of summer. I just tried the Mediterranean chicken orzo salad. It's like warm right now. I did rinse the orzo with cold water, but I didn't wait for it to get cold, and the chicken was still a little bit warm. That is so good. I tasted the dressing with just the lemon juice, the olive oil, the salt, and the pepper, and it actually seemed pretty blah to me, honestly. Maybe if I would have had fresh squeezed lemon juice, it would have like kind of upped the brightness of it a little bit. I was just thinking I could always just add some Italian dressing to it. I thought that would taste really, really good. But once I stirred it around, it just has a really light and fresh flavor. So I really, really like this. Wow, I really like this. Like, I could make this every week in the summer. That is how good this is. Not sure if my family is going to think that. I think that, if I had to guess, I think that Warren would definitely give this a try. And I think he would say, yeah, it's good, but I'd rather have regular pasta salad. And then he would say, but I like the chicken. And then, that's just, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that Sam would try this for sure and probably think it's okay. Joe would pick out all the chicken and the cucumbers. Maria would probably eat the chicken and the cucumbers again. And Peter, same thing. I bet he would try this and eat the chicken and the cucumbers. So anyway, I think this is delicious. It's just fresh and feels very light and very, very summery. It's finally coming up on 4:30. I have not been in the kitchen all day. I hope that you guys know that this is not taking me hours and hours and hours and hours to do this. I went outside, I was watering flowers, I was just walking around the yard, that kind of thing. Anyway, over here I have a tablespoon of butter hiding underneath there someplace, 3/4 cup of chopped onion, and then I have salted almonds here. And so I think these are called Marcona. These are the salted Marcona almonds. I am going to saute all of this up right when the kebabs go on to the grill later on. And once the onions are nice and brown, I really want them to get like a good golden brown. Then I have some not well seasoned. Since I'm using the salted almonds, this is not super well seasoned. This is 2 cups, oh, I'm gonna have to add a little more water to it, of water with just 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon. So I'm going to add just a little bit more water to get that up to 2 cups. Once everything is sauteed in here, I'm going to add the water and then bring that to a boil and then add in 2 cups of instant rice. And I will just turn the heat off, cover it, and let it just rest there, stir it a couple times until supper. I am so looking forward to this one too. If you could eat sauteed onions as a meal, give this video a thumbs up. Oh my gosh, I love sauteed onions so much, and the browner the better. That's it. I'm just going to take a little break from the kitchen here. I actually am still working on reading the book The Murmur of Bees. It's a thick book, and I only get maybe 20 pages read a day if I'm lucky, so it's taking me a long time. And I'm gonna go do that until it's time for supper, basically until Warren comes in. He said he would grill the kebabs, and I'll make the rice pilaf. And that should be it. And we may even serve it with this orzo. I know it's just more chicken, but it's so delicious that we might even just serve that up with it. And it made a lot, so I do actually have to run into town. I'm not sure if I'll do that tonight or tomorrow, but maybe what I'll do is package this up in a couple smaller containers and take some in for Emily and Amber as well. I think they both would really like something like this, just fresh and summery, and I don't think it's something that either one of them would probably make for themselves. And we are gradually wrapping this up. I still haven't shown you the barbecue chicken baked potatoes yet. That will be coming. I think I'm actually going to serve that up as one of the meals for the planting crew. We'll be planting our cranberry vines. I'll link to a video of last year's planting. It was so much fun, and it's a lot of hard work, but it was a lot of fun too. I will link to that video in case you just can't wait to see what planting cranberries is all about, but I'll film again. But I am pretty much planning on serving the barbecue chicken over baked potatoes on that day, as well as other food. All right, what's the hot tip on these?
I don't know.
You don't have a hot tip?
I don't have a hot tip. I'm just the grill guy. I did not build these.
Oh, I know. They know too. They already watched us build them. We're just wondering about the grilling.
My goal is to not wreck them. So I guess that's the
They look nice.
This one's going to go over here.
Aren't they nice?
I think they look
so
great.
Nice. what do you got here, Peter?
Strawberry shortcake.
Strawberry short. They look beautiful.
Strawberry shortcake.
And what do you have here? So the base is what?
The base is sugar, butter, cornstarch, flour,
Okay, and what do you call that? Like, what did we call that?
flatbread.
No?
No, shortbread.
Yeah, shortbread.
And then the like cream stuff is heavy whipping cream.
So you would call that homemade whipped cream, right?
Yeah. And then it's diced strawberries mixed with raspberry jam.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is it good?
Peter, it's incredible. Chicken thighs can cook a long time in a crock pot. However, there is a limit, and I do think that I went just past the limit on this. I wish I would have turned this off about an hour sooner. There was some of the outer edge, since I took all the skin off, some of the outermost chicken I did have to peel away a little bit, just because I thought that it got a little too dark for this barbecue chicken. It still tastes delicious. I'm glad I went with that mesquite liquid smoke that has a very, very good flavor. And this is going to be very tasty over baked potato. So for the last meal that is going to be part of this video, I am making a shrimp pad thai. I have never made anything like this before. I'm really hoping that we enjoy it. I have no idea if we're going to. Let me just give you the rundown of all the ingredients. So into a hot skillet with a little bit of oil, I'm going to put all of the shrimp and saute that until the shrimp turns pink, which means that it's done. I'm going to remove that to a plate, keep it warm, and then I'm going to add in my onion and my garlic and saute that.
Shrimp thai.
Yeah, good job.
And then that, and it was over there. It's so hot over there.
Once that has sauteed, I will make a well in the center and add 1 beaten egg, and then just stir fry for a couple of minutes until the egg is set.
This egg.
Yes. At that point, I will add in the green onions as well as the coleslaw, the shredded coleslaw mix. I will saute that around for just a couple of minutes, and then I will add in this sauce that I made. And the sauce is a mixture of white sugar, rice vinegar, soy sauce, and then 2 things I have never ever used before. This is premium fish sauce, and this here is chili garlic sauce. I think this is what I was looking for that time when I made that Mongolian... Did I make Mongolian beef or Mongolian chicken? No, what did I make? I can't remember, but anyways, I think this is what I was looking for. I'll add all of this to the skillet.
This cup's spicy sauce.
Yeah. It's about 1 cup of spicy sauce.
Ew.
1 cup of spicy sauce.
That stinks.
It doesn't stink. No, it smells good.
Yuck.
Along with some of these chopped salted peanuts. Stir fry everything around. Adding back in the shrimp as well as the rice noodles.
What is this?
Good job.
What is this,
Shrimp.
Mom? And there's cups of shrimp.
Here are my rice noodles. I already cooked them and rinsed them with cold water. They're still hot though, but I think that just gets off some of the extra rice starch. I just followed the directions right on the back of the box.
Okay, Mom?
Yep. Okay, that was Joseph Cam for quite a while there. Now, I'm just getting everything mixed together. I'm trying to get these noodles kind of spread out in the sauce. Whoa, okay. And making a big mess. And now we're going to put on the peanuts. It said a couple tablespoons. I think that's more than a couple tablespoons. All right, I'm going to let that little bite cool. I'm going to try it before I serve it up to everybody. All right, that was good. It's got definitely a spice to it, that is for sure. The saltiness is just right. Plenty of vinegar, you know, lots of zip. It's good. I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody else thinks of it. Final verdict on the shrimp pad thai is that it was okay. I actually, when I first tried it, I was like, oh yeah, I really like that. But I mean, I'll eat leftovers happily, but I don't think that I would make this recipe again. And I said that at supper, and then Warren was like, oh, I actually really like this. So he really liked it. I'm still looking for something that tastes like what I would get from Panda Express. And I don't know if it's that restaurants like that just put so much more sugar in their, you know, in their dishes or what it is, but I am still looking. So if you have any recipes that use the things that I use, like chili garlic sauce and rice vinegar and, you know, things like that, but you just feel like it tastes more like what you would get at the restaurant, email those to me. I think that would be the best way for you to do it. Please email those to me, or you could always like send them through Instagram to me. That would be a good way too. Like I said, I probably wouldn't make it again, but Warren was like, oh, I really like that. So maybe I'll keep the recipe and just kind of adjust it next time and see if I can get it to taste exactly what I'm looking for. I'm not totally sure yet.